Welcome back to 32 Team 2012. This is week 3, and it is completed. And we're going to look at the scores and the stats for this week. So, Thursday Night Football starts off with the Giants and Panthers. Giants win 25-24. Manning throws 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Cam Newton throws 2 picks. Cam Newton did run for a touchdown. That's 5 in his last 2. Brandon LaFell was leading receiver. Victor Cruz, Akeem Nicks, and John Stewart all got in the end zone. Chris Horton, Ontrell, Thomas Davis, Josh Norman got interceptions. JPP, Keith Rivers both had 2 sacks. Charles Johnson had 1. Both the kickers were perfect. And then we go to Cleveland. They're 0-3. They lost this one 26-14. It's not looking good. Pat Jermer's on the hot seat. Brandon Weeden looks like a bust. Trent Richardson isn't playing his best ball. It's not looking great for Cleveland. Fitzmagic throws 2 touchdowns. Weeden throws 3 interceptions, 58 passer rating. I think he completed 45% of his passes, so not great. Could we see Colt McCoy soon? CJ Spiller, Trent Richardson, leading rushers, not great. Brandon Weeden did find a rushing touchdown. Had 2 fumbles, both recovered by the defense. That's 5 total turnovers. That's just awful. Josh Cribbs got a touchdown, 70. I think it was a 75 yards, an 80-yarder. Ben Watson, CJ Spiller, Donald Jones all got in the end zone. Marshall Davis had 5 sacks. Mario Williams had 2. Frosty Rucker had 1. Jairus Bird had 2 picks. George Wilson had 1. Ryan Lindell missed a field goal. Bad game for Brandon Weeden. Not a good look for the Browns. Sitting at 0-3, and they've been pretty much destroyed in all these games. Kansas City, New Orleans. Kansas City was undefeated coming into this game. They're no longer undefeated. Drew Brees leads a game-winning drive. Not a great game. 2-5 and an interception. Matt Castle 167, a touchdown and a pick. Darren Sproles was the man, 75 yards and a touchdown. Jamal Charles did get hurt midway through the third quarter. Good game from him, though. Dexter McCluster played like trash. Peyton Hillis got 1 carry. Marquise Colston over 100 yards. Dwayne Bowe 81. Jimmy Graham kind of fell back to earth today. And Jake O'Connell was the only receiver to get in the end zone. A lot of field goals. A lot of sacks to go around. Cameron Jordan, Tom Ali, and Eric Berry and Corey Wright. And then, yeah, a lot of field goals to go around. So New Orleans gets that win at home. So even after with the Bounty Gate scandal with interim head coach, they're sitting at 2-1. Drew Brees playing good football. Defense is playing good football too. Tennessee beats Detroit 23-13. Jake Locker had a really bad game. 87 yards, 9 for 23. Matt Stafford not much better. 96, a touchdown, a pick. 27 or 12 for 27. So bad quarterback play in this game. Chris Johnson, obviously the man, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns. Michael Lusher, I don't know. Good game. Jahad Best, trash. Brandon Pettigrew was the only guy to get in the end zone. Was the lead. This was just an ugly game. Um, I don't remember if there was a defensive touchdown in this game. I mean, it was ugly all around. It was not, but it's an ugly game. You can just tell. And kickers were both perfect. Then we go to Indianapolis, where rookie Andrew Luck continues to play out of his mind. They were down 14-0 early. He rallied the troops, and they get to win 31-28 through 284 yards and a touchdown, completed 78% of his passes. Blaine Gabbert played really well as well. 3 touchdowns and 205 yards. Maybe he is the franchise guy after a poor rookie year. MJD with a really good game. Donald Brown with a really good game. Meldu Moore also with a really good game. And then Andrew Luck had the 2 rushing touchdowns, so 3 total. Dude's insane. I think he's the future of this league. Reggie Rain, good game. Kobe Fleener, rookie, continues to be amazing. They got Kobe Fleener and they got Andrew Luck, Stanford to Stanford. Really good connection there. Zach Potter caught 2 touchdowns. Justin Blackman, the rookie, got one, and Reggie Rain got one. Robert Mathis got a sack. A bunch of Jaguars, and Chris Prononsky was the only guy to get an interception. Then you go to Cincinnati, Washington. Washington, RG3 is able to get his first win. Andy Dalton throws 2 touchdowns and a pick. RG3, 230 and 2 touchdowns. Also ran for 100 yards and a touchdown. Tim Hightower, good game. Evan Royster, good game. Brian Leonard, all right. BenJarvus Green Ellis, not great. Pierre Garçon had a good game. Sanu had a good game. Josh Morgan caught a touchdown. Sanu got a touchdown. AJ Green got a touchdown. 3 sacks for Geno Atkins, 2 for Ryan Kerrigan, 1 for Jenkins, 1 for Lawson, half for London Fletcher, and also an interception for London Fletcher. And we go down to Miami, very rainy, bad weather game, and the Jets are able to beat Miami in the rain to get their first win. Poor game from rookie Ryan Tannehill, 14 for 26, an interception. Mark Sanchez played all right, 135 and a touchdown, and got the win. Most importantly, Lamar Miller played good, but he went down with an injury and will miss about 6 weeks. Sean Green, good game for the most part with the touchdown, kind of makes up for that. And then Dustin Keller got the only touchdown. Muhammad Wilkerson, Cameron Wake, Calvin Pace got sacks. Damon Harrison, Stacks Harrison, Jonathan Vilma as well. Brian Thomas with an interception. Nick Folk did miss a field goal in that crappy weather. Then you have Chicago, LA, and Chicago ran away with this. Jay Cutler, 4 touchdowns in the win. Sam Bradford, the lowly 62 yards. Matt Forte, really good game. Brandon Marshall, 2 touchdowns. Lance Briggs, 2 sacks. Peppers got one too. And Jack Rabbit Jenkins got 2 interceptions, and Brian Urlacher did get one. Nice to see. Tampa Bay, Dallas. Dallas able to get their first win of the year. Tony Romo didn't play great. Josh Freeman continues to play good football. Greg Shannon has his team rolling. DeMarco Murray, out of his mind. 253 yards, 3 touchdowns, 11 yards a carry. Felix Jones also got a touchdown. This run game was insane. Um, really good game from both the running backs there. And if they can continue to keep that up, Dallas is going to win some football games. Then you go San Fran, Minnesota. San Francisco, team that won the division last year, Super Bowl favorites, starts out 0-3 with the loss to Christian Ponder and Adrian Peterson. Ponder, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns in the win. Alex Smith throws an interception, touchdownless. Adrian Peterson, 217 yards and a touchdown. Frank Gore, 112 and 2 touchdowns. But I don't know where San Fran goes from here. You're 0-3. I don't know if you bench Alex Smith. I mean, he had you in the NFC Championship last year. You're a muff punt away from playing in the Super Bowl that you probably win. Um, so it's gonna be interesting to see what San Fran does, sitting at 0-3, bottom of their division. Do they throw Colin Kaepernick in there? Do they let things get figured out? It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. We'll find out. But Minnesota, good win. Christian Ponder playing good football. Falcons, Chargers. Chargers able to win. Game-winning drive led by Phillip Rivers, 3 touchdowns, interception, 405 passing, 298 for Matt Ryan, 3 touchdowns and an interception. Run game was kind of non-existent. These are two pass-heavy teams. Eddie Royal, Malcolm Floyd over 100, Julio at 98, Harry Douglas 97 with 2 touchdowns, AG with 2 touchdowns, and Jaquiz with a touchdown. Here's the defensive stats. So good win for LA to get their first win. Nerve Turner. Philly, Arizona. Arizona is not good. John Skelton is not good. Mike Vick did get hurt. It's a minor injury. It was a game injury, but Nick Foles did play majority of the snaps. The rookie played pretty well, 2 touchdowns. Running game wasn't much there. Jason Avant, Jimmy Macklin caught the touchdowns. Uh, so Philly's 3-0 after a disappointing season last year with the Dream Team. They're 3-0, playing really good football, playing complete football. Houston, Denver, two AFC, you know, really good AFC teams. One team had a win. It was Houston. Matt Schaub, turnoverless game. Peyton Manning, 3 turnovers, 3 interceptions. Arian Foster had a good game. Willis McGahee and Sean Marino both played really well, but they got down really early, couldn't really run it anymore. Um, so Denver falls to 1-2 now. Not a great start, obviously, but can fall in the early games. I think this team will get it together. They have some injuries, so they'll get it together eventually. But watch out for Oakland in the AFC West. I said this earlier in the year. Oakland is really good. They're really fast. Carson Palmer's playing really good football. Led a game-winning drive to go beat Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers. 2 touchdowns, almost 300 yards. Big Ben played all right. Marcel Reese, the fullback, was their leading rusher. But Darren McFadden did get in the end zone. Like I said, he's really speedy. I don't needs to get more carries. Darius Hayward Bay really speedy. Denarius Moore really speedy. Brandon Myers really speedy. These guys are fast. AB played really good there, 691. So the Raiders, they're 3-0. They're undefeated. They're one of the few undefeated teams left. And watch out for them. They could make some noise. Carson Palmer's playing good. The defense is playing good. Watch out. Then you have New England Baltimore. Now this game was pretty much over going into the fourth quarter. It was 34-7. Tom Brady did kind of make it a game. There was about 2 minutes left. Joe Flacco, Ray Rice kind of just went down there and ran for a first down, ended the game. But they did make it a game there at the fourth. 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Really bad first half. 5 turnovers in the first half. Joe Flacco capitalized on that. You had 3 picks from Brady. Ray Rice, good game. You had a fumble from Danny Woodhead. And then I'm not quite sure where the other turnover came from, but they definitely had 5 turnovers. Uh, maybe it was 4. But Gronk got a touchdown. Jacoby Jones, Edelman, Wes Welker, Dion Branch, and Vonta Leach. So New England drops their first game by to Baltimore. We could see these teams rematch in the playoffs. It'd be a really good game. Um, two really good teams, 2 teams that we'll probably see in the playoffs. And then we have Green Bay, Seattle, undefeated matchup on Monday night. Somebody had to win, and it was Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. Russell Wilson has his best game as a pro, 144 and a touchdown. Not great, but the defense did what they had to do. Defense is amazing. Rodgers, bad game. 204, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. You don't see that a lot from Rodgers. Reigning MVP, favorite to win it again. Marshawn Lynch, good game. Russell Wilson, really good game on the ground. Had a rushing touchdown. Cedric Benson, James Stark, not great. Then Leon Washington had a 1 yard touchdown. Jermaine Kearse caught a touchdown, rookie to rookie. Clay Matthews had 2 sacks. He got after Russ the whole day. And though that is the week 3 schedule at stats, go to the standings. The 3 undefeated teams left are the Seahawks, Raiders, and Eagles. Look at the divisions. You have Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns. I imagine these two are going to get it together. They're good teams. They just play some pretty good opponents and weren't able to beat them. The Browns aren't good. Ravens are probably going to win this division. These 2 teams could sneak in as wild cards, though. Watch out. AFC South: Houston, Colts, Titans, Jags. I don't know who's going to win this. I think the Colts and Texans really could. The Titans can't throw the ball, which I don't think is going to be able to win you games down the stretch. The Jags aren't very good. But 3 weeks in, these 2 teams are good. They can throw it, they can run it. We'll see what happens. Buffalo, New England. Uh, they actually play this week, so we'll see who's legit. The Jets, not great. The Miami, not great. Oakland, Kansas City, the Chargers, and the Broncos. Broncos actually have a negative point differential. The Broncos will get it together. The Raiders, if they don't collapse like they usually do, might win this division. And then the Chiefs are playing turnover-free good football. Matt Castle's playing good football. He's doing everything he has to do. This whole division's 2-1. This is completely up for grabs. I think all these teams are really good. The Vikings are really good. Adrian Peterson is running the ball down people's throats, and Christian Ponder is doing everything he has to do. Chicago's defense is really good. Lovie Smith, Jake Cutler's playing good. Detroit, Matt Stafford's playing really good, and Jim Schwartz has that defense playing really well. And then Green Bay has a negative point differential, but have Aaron Rodgers, so watch out. Tampa Bay, it's the Saints, the Panthers, and the Falcons. I don't know who's going to win this. I thought the Falcons were going to be better. They're just not playing really good defense. Um, it could be the Saints. Tampa Bay, Josh Freeman's playing good ball. Philly, New York, Dallas football team. We'll see what happens here. I like Philly's really good. The really good defense. 36 points allowed for 3 games is insane. 49ers, Cardinals, Rams, Seahawks. Looks like the Seahawks are going to run away with this. I don't think these two teams are very good. San Fran just can't put it together. They're not playing well, so they need to get it together. And then Philly has the best defense points wise, and Minnesota has the best offense points wise. Look at the Week 4 schedule: Browns, Ravens on Thursday night. Seahawks, Rams, Patriot, Bills, 49ers, Jets, Panthers, Falcons, Vikings, Lions, Titans, Texans, Chargers, Chiefs at 1. At 4, Dolphins, Cardinals, Bengals, Jags, Raiders, Broncos, football team, Buccaneers, Saints, Packers, and the primetime matchups, Giants, Eagles. Again, the Giants are on primetime, and then the Bears, Cowboys on Monday night. That is it for the Week 3 recap. It is now Week 4. Oh, actually, a couple teams are on a bye. I think it's the Colts, and there's a couple other teams. I just can't think of them in my head. It's actually, we just go check. It's Week 4. You have the Steelers. I think it's the Colts, and the Colts are on a bye. So Steelers and Colts on a bye. We won't see those two teams play. But that's it for the Week 3 recap.